Why isn't it selling? You wrote a tremendous book that you know everyone will love, but yet when you open up your sales data, a tumbleweed rolls across your computer screen. If you're wondering why your book sales are flatlining and you have aspirations of reaching an audience larger than your immediate family, we've got some great tips for you this week on Lulu University. First up on our list of reasons why your book may not be selling, you don't have any reviews. Today we live in a culture where people review stuff. They look at other reviews to find out if they want to buy stuff. And that's happening with your book. You should have already solicited book reviews before your book launch, but if you haven't, you need to be consistently working to get new reviews. One way to do this is to work with other indie authors and offer swaps. Maybe you'll review their book if they review yours. Another thing we see a lot of authors doing is give away copies for free in return for a review of the book. And if all else fails, there are paid services like Kirkus Reviews or even a platform like Fiverr where you can pay people to review the book. Up next, maybe your subject is just too broad. When we talk to people and ask, who is this book for? If you say, everyone will love this book, that is a telltale sign that you're probably missing the mark. So this is why large publishers go to such an extent to make sure that the books they take on really fit genre expectations and the readers know what they're going to get. So you may be in a situation where you wrote a book, but you didn't really hone in on your ideal reader or who your book is really for. If you haven't done that, we have a great video on reader personas that you should definitely check out. But this is something worth considering if you're not seeing the book sales that you want. Next on the list, maybe your book just isn't relevant anymore. This is probably more applicable for nonfiction authors, but the longer your book is on the shelf, the more the market can change and maybe your data changes or some of the implications that you put may have changed. So keep in mind that it's important to keep your content relevant and fresh. And as a bonus, updates to content on Lulu are free, so you can make revisions to your manuscript anytime. But regardless of who you're using to publish your book, you just want to make sure that the content is always up to date, and that can help boost sales. Next up, maybe your book description is misleading. So a book description is a huge factor in selling your book. If your book is not delivering what you're promising in the description, that can lead to disappointed readers and bad reviews. So you want to make sure that your description on the back of the book matches the content inside of it. Next up, your cover sucks. Maybe it does. Even if you love it, it might suck. If you're not a skilled graphic designer and you design your own cover, the chances are it's not that good. So at Lulu, we publish over 1 million books, and nothing hurts me more than when I see a wonderful book wrapped inside a horrible cover. It's not going to make it. It's not going to go anywhere. If your book doesn't have a good cover, it doesn't matter. If you have all the answers to all of life's burning questions on the inside, no one is ever going to read it. So if you were on a shoestring budget, even if you have no money for anything else, cover. That is one of the biggest factors in making sure that your book gets the eyes and the attention it deserves and that you get the sales that you're looking for. Next up on the list, the price. So obviously you and I, we both know that you made a wonderful book. I know that it is totally worth $30 a copy. People are lucky to get that book for $30 a copy. But the problem is, similar titles in your genre are selling for $7.99. So that's one thing to consider. If you're not seeing the sales that you want, where's your price point? If it's not in line with other books in your genre, that can make people kind of iffy about it or maybe wondering, why is this book so expensive? I'm not going to pay that much. Or if it's on the other end of the spectrum and you're pricing yourself way below your competition, that might make people think maybe there's something wrong with this book and I don't want to pick it up. So be sure to look in your genre at other books that are similar to yours, see where those price points are, and make sure yours is in the middle. If you're not sure how to price your book, check out our earlier episode on how to price your book. Maybe your book isn't selling because you didn't position it correctly. So that just means that you need to do a little bit more market research to see what the market is asking for so you can hone in on your target audience and give them exactly what they need. If you're unsure how to do this, you can check out our earlier video on how to position my book. Last on this list, pains me to say this, I don't want to have to tell you this. Maybe you're just not doing enough. Maybe you knocked it out of the park on all the other things that I've said. Maybe you have a beautiful cover. Maybe you have the perfect price point. Maybe your book description is killing it, but maybe you're just not doing enough. Marketing is the part of the puzzle that is going to last throughout your whole book launch process and well before it and well after. Our most successful authors on our platform and the most successful books come from authors that are really intentional and very diligent about building the right audience, positioning their book correctly, and then marketing from the beginning to the end. So even if you've done everything else on this list correctly, if you're just sitting back and kicking your feet up and waiting for those likes and comments and subscribes to come in, it's not going to happen. You have to be actively trying to reach new markets, reach new readers, get the word out there about your book, meeting with other authors in your genre and trying to cross-promote. Never stop marketing. That is the piece of it that is going to be consistent throughout, and that's what you need to pay the most attention to. If every other thing on this list you can check off, go back to your marketing and see what you may be missing or what you can do more of. And if you're not sure, if you're out of resources, we've done some really great videos on some things that you can do to rev up your marketing game, so definitely check those out. Still not sure why your book isn't selling the way that you'd like? Well, leave us some questions in the comments below and we'll see if we can help. And if there's anything that we missed on this list, then drop it below, hit subscribe, hit like, and we'll see you next time.